What lessons can investors learn from VE Day, Victory in Europe, 80 years later? Stick around, and I'll tell you. On May 8th, 1945, World War II ended in Europe as VE Day dawned. Celebrations spilled joyously into the streets across Europe and North America as Victory in Europe VE Day marked the official end of World War II on the continent. Now, to understand the profound significance of that date, it's important to revisit the hardship that led up to it. World War II was the most devastating conflict in human history, spanning 6 years and engulfing nations across the major continents. From the Blitzkrieg in Poland to the Battle of Britain, the Siege of Stalingrad, the Normandy landings, and the final push across the Rhine River, the war left behind staggering losses. Estimates of more than 60 million people perished. Entire cities were leveled, and societies were upended. Civilians endured occupation, rationing, forced labor, and constant fear, while soldiers and resistance fighters faced unimaginable danger to repel Nazi aggression and liberate occupied lands. When Nazi Germany finally unconditionally surrendered, it was not just a military victory. It was a collective sigh of relief after years of darkness and uncertainty. VE Day brought an outpouring of joy, gratitude, and hope for renewal. Families and strangers alike thronged city squares in London, Paris, New York, and elsewhere, hugging, waving flags, and singing in spontaneous celebration. But alongside the relief, there was also an acute awareness of the challenges ahead. Rebuilding ruined economies, restoring communities, healing deep wounds, and forging new frameworks of international cooperation to secure a lasting peace. The end of war, hard won and dearly bought, marked both a moment of closure and the beginning of a new era, where vision and perseverance would be needed just as keenly as they were during the struggle. Here then are 3 lessons for the modern investor from VE Day. This episode of the History Lessons podcast is sponsored by Victory Independent Planning. Hey, are you ready to take the stress out of your retirement? At Victory Independent Planning, we put you on the right trajectory with our exclusive VIP retirement glide path. Our smart approach prepares you for what's next by optimizing your sources of savings and income, your medical and healthcare planning, your advanced estate and giving strategies, risk management and investing, and tax planning. Let us help you glide into retirement with confidence. Text Glide Path to 239-567-5477. That's Glide Path, all one word, small letter G, to 239-567-5477 and receive a link to schedule a complimentary consultation. Do it today to start your journey on the VIP retirement glide path, because your future deserves a safe landing. First, resilience through uncertainty lays the foundation for recovery. The Allied triumph in Europe happened because people held steady through major adversity. Markets and life, too, are full of uncertainty and setbacks. And during difficult times, it's easy to be swept up in anxiety or the temptation to abandon your plan. You may have noticed over the last few weeks. But just as history rewards persistence and patience, so does investing. Staying focused on your long-term goals and not letting fear dictate your moves can help ensure that you're prepared not only to withstand rough patches, but to benefit from the growth that so often comes afterward. Second, working together amplifies individual strength. VE Day was possible thanks to the coordinated effort of many nations coming together for a shared purpose. In investing, diversification is your coalition, spreading your portfolio across asset classes and sectors and regions to weather all kinds of economic battles. Drawing on the knowledge of trusted advisors further strengthens your approach. When you join forces, whether it's with professional advice or simply a more balanced strategy, you're better equipped for whatever comes next. Last up, transitions deserve reflection and hope. VE Day marks not an ending, but a beginning, a time for gratitude for what's been overcome and a chance to thoughtfully chart the road ahead. As an investor, big moments, market rallies, downturns, or personal milestones are invitations to pause, to reassess, and renew your financial plans. As the architect of VE Day, General Dwight Eisenhower famously said, "Plans are useless, but planning is essential." So embrace these transitions as opportunities to revisit your vision, incorporate new goals, and position yourself for growth as the world continues to change. My final thought today, VE Day lives on as a warm reminder that even after the most testing of times, hope and community can set the stage for renewal. Today, the same values of resilience, cooperation, and long-term perspective can guide us through economic uncertainty and change. Investing is not just about weathering the storm. It's about coming together, planning for what's next, and keeping an eye on the brighter future that follows.